Hey guys, another another what the fuck moment for you. And yet, this is another article Kim just pointed out to me, but it says, in yet another example of privilege granted to those who work for the system, an officer from Rome, New York, will not be charged in the death of his infant son, who perished after being left inside a hot car for 8.5 hours. Officer Mark Fanferillo left his 4.5-month-old baby, Michael, in his car during the summer for nearly 9 hours, but Oneida County District Attorney Scott McNamara refused to press charges. According to local WSYR-TV, the DA said his last name is spelled Fanfarillo, first realized he'd abandoned the baby in the car when his wife contacted him to say Michael had never been dropped off at the family daycare provider. Fanfarillo McNamara explained, rushed out to the car after that call and found his son's lifeless body. Although Fanfarillo relentlessly, in quotation marks, attempted to resuscitate the baby, the effort was ultimately unsuccessful. The facts and evidence in this case do not reach the threshold required for criminal liability, which in New York demands a person must fail to perceive that a substantial and unjustifiable risk will result from their conduct. According to McNamara, the officer placed Michael in the back seat to drop his elder child at daycare, though he typically did not bring the youngster along for the ride. After returning home, Fanfarillo simply forgot the baby was strapped into his car seat, did a few chores, and fell asleep, while Michael suffered in oppressive summer heat, eventually dying of hypothermia over 8.5 hours later. The law in our state recognizes a fundamental difference between the offender who leaves a child in a car knowing that the child is there but wrongly failing to appreciate the risk of such conduct, and a person who walks away from a vehicle after having forgotten the child was still inside of it. The district attorney's statement explained. Fanfarillo's cooperation with authorities also played a role in the district attorney's decision not to prosecute, including both his willingness to submit to a drug and alcohol test and choice not to retain an attorney during the course of the investigation, as did his lack of prior history of neglect or abusive behavior. I guess that's something that I'd be interested in checking into to see. Let me scroll back here for a second and see where the city and county and whatnot. Oops. It was Rome, New York. Oneida County District Attorney. I guess that's something maybe some of us should look into and see what kind of charges have been pressed against parents for neglect or whatnot, and see if that actually holds up with what they're saying. But anyway, just another what the fuck moment, guys. Have a good day.